It is a 1965 Shelby Cobra Replica, manufactured by Lone Star Glasses, Fort Worth.
So what are we looking at here in the interior?
Well, we've got our nice makeshift seats of solid oak. That's upgrade. But got the body installed. It's locked down pretty solid. I actually cut the floor pans out and installed these drop pans for added sit-down room and foot room in the front. Right now I'm trying to lock down the windshield to the cowl bar, keep it from moving around. Then it's on to the windshield wipers. Now we're locking the windshield in place so it doesn't slip around while I drill it. We decided on an optimum angle of right about 40 degrees. It's tilted enough to look cool, but straight enough to where your head doesn't fly above the car. And this plastic strip, rubber strip, is sealed all the way across. Yeah, still sealed. Good deal.
So where'd you start on this?
Well, I picked up the kit. It was the fiberglass body and a powder-coated chassis, and that's really all I had. And about 7 or 8 boxes. And out of that, we put together the suspension and the steering, and put together the brake lines. Then moved on to fitting the body. Body was tough. Took a lot to get it straight. Actually took a couple tries to get it straight and level. But it seems to be good now. The biggest part of this was getting the engine on, getting the engine put back together. I did rebuild the whole engine and transmission piece by piece, so that took a bulk amount of the time so far. The kit's actually pretty smooth, except for a couple spots. The engine was really the bear in getting it to work right and finding all the pieces to put together. So now that I got my windshield in place, I can start putting that together. I'll give you a peek at the engine. It's a little dirty because I did some fiberglass cutting, but it's a 4.6 liter V8 out of a 95 Thunderbird, matched with a 2002 Mustang GT intake and heads. I still have the old intake or the head covers on because I wanted to make sure everything worked before I spent the money to get the upgraded shiny ones. But this should put out hopefully around 275, 280 horsepower, which should give the Cobra a little go. It's not as much as a lot of people have, but hopefully it'll be enough to have fun, but not enough to get in too much trouble.
And how many different engines are built into this one motor?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5, with various small pieces from other engines, which would probably bring it up to about 10. But we are shooting the decade and going from 95 to almost 2005. Different engine technologies here.
What about your oil filter?
My oil filter is from a, what is it, 1992
I think it's an 88 Taurus.
88 Taurus. And so that does probably bring it to 6, most definitely. But it does run. We turned it over. Hopefully we'll get the footage from that out. And we'll see how it runs when we get everything put back together. Because before we didn't have the O2 sensors, so it was running a little rich. But we'll line that out, no problem.
But it didn't seize.
But it didn't seize. That was a big win. Big
So,
win for me.
here's the question. When's it going to be finished?
Well, the sad news is that I start school on Wednesday, so I won't get a lot of time to work on it, but hopefully, if I get any time at all, I could get it done in, I'm going to say, take a gamble and say 6 months. It's going to be drivable, for sure in 6 months.
6 months drivable.
Yeah.
I will start to believe it when there's a drivetrain.
There's most of a drivetrain. All it's missing is the drive shaft, which
I'll
takes
believe
2
it.
weeks.
I'll believe it when there's a drive shaft.
It's coming. I just have to measure for it. The headers look good. I don't know if you saw the headers. I have that one on. Well, that's about it from the Cobra Progress update. Well, we'll just put that off to the side. We'll keep you updated as things get put together, and maybe we'll get this drivable in, 6 months to a year or more. We'll see you later.